Baseball, a game we have treasured from the first time we picked up a bat and grabbed a mitt. From the smell of a freshly mowed field to the sound of the crack of the bat. And there it goes, a soaring drive. For many, baseball has been ingrained into the very fiber of our being. The season is long. It's a test of mental and physical endurance. Yet we keep coming back, asking for more. No matter what color, religion, or origin, baseball is the common thread that brings us together. From a cornfield in Iowa, where they said if you build it, they will come, to the iconic Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. Baseball is America's game. Today we celebrate our national pastime as the field is being prepped and the players get ready for battle. Today, we play ball. This is our field of dreams. This is baseball. APNvideo.com is on the air, and today we're coming to you from Goodyear Baseball Park, the winter home of both the Cleveland franchise and the Cincinnati Reds. But today it's Hou.Cyclones and the UK-Ireland Buccaneers battling in the first game of pool play of the 40 Mountain Division. Getting a look at John Carter, the manager of the Buccaneers, and Dean Cosme, who will be the starting pitcher today here for Houston. And it's a beautiful late afternoon for our national pastime, and you're getting a look at the starting pitcher and right-hander Dennis Grogan for Team UK Ireland. And so we're ready for the game's first pitch. It's swung on, and I don't know if he got a piece of it or he simply missed it. And snowballs in one strike, and we are underway from Goodyear. Jason Wheaton will start things off for the Cyclones. He'll be followed by Skladowski and Nathan McLean. He's ahead in the count at 2 balls and 1 strike. Dennis Grogan delivering, and the count evens up quickly on Wheaton at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Grogan is a guy that, you know, he's kind of an ideal game one starter for you because, you know, if things go well here today, he can eat up a lot of innings, and that's going to save your pitching staff. Ground ball, charging is Pena. He's up, he throws, he got him. And just like that, there's one down here in the top of the first inning. So a nice defensive play there by Richie Pena at shortstop for UK Ireland. Second place hitter is Sklodowski, the left-handed hitter, and he takes low and away ball one. No score. We're in the top of the first inning. Nobody on with one man out. First game for both of these teams, and the fastball is high. 2 balls and no strikes on Chris. Well, I'll tell you what, after we had the tremendous storms that came in the day before the first day of the Msbl tournament, we have had sensational weather, no question about it. And that's a strike called. I don't know if Chris cared for that one. There's a look at Dennis Grogan. The pitch. And this ball is hit out into left field. Carter coming in, then had to back up, and he'll make the two-handed grab for out number 2 here. And the batter will be Nathan McCain. So there's 2 out here in the top of the first inning for Houston. That's in there for a called strike, and a nice pitch there by Dennis Grogan. He's a tough competitor, there's no doubt about it, and they're hoping to get at least 7 innings out of him here today. And one of the advantages for both these teams, their first game of round-robin play, they only play 1 game here in day number 1. Tomorrow a doubleheader for both teams. That wasn't a bad-looking pitch, by the way. And, if you could get 7, 8, even a complete game out of Grogan, with 2 games tomorrow as he leaves that one high, ball 4, and here's Abramson. But, what an advantage if this guy can go deep today. Maybe you use 1 other pitcher or no one. He's got the capabilities of throwing a complete game. That's a ball inside on Chris Abramson, one of the top run producers on the field here today. No balls and 1 strike with Armand Moeller on deck. And the fastball missed inside. Because tomorrow there's a good chance you might use 6 pitchers. You might use more than that. And so many times when you got a 6 games in 4 days in round robin play, you hate to say it, but managers sometimes will leave a guy out there to take one for the team, as Abramson lines a single in the left field, and that's the first hit of the ball game. Runners are at first and second. Here in the top of the first inning, after the first 2 were retired. And now Armand Moeller will stand in. And he chops one right back to the mound. That's an easy play for Grogan. He'll take it to the bag, flip to his first baseman, Simon Pond, and Houston leaves 2 here in the first. After a half an inning of play, the Cyclones come up empty-handed, and now the UK-Ireland Buccaneers facing the tough left-hander Dean Cosme. We'll take a look at some of the defense behind him with Armand at first base, Yord at second. You got Russell Holder anchoring this infield defense at shortstop. Fredrickson is at third base. Jason Wheaton, the center fielder. And there's Jason. And the rest of this Houston defense, led by Jose Torres behind the plate. First pitch, ball 1, and leadoff hitter James Morin, who gets a start in center field. Cosme delivers and a bouncing ball foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Change up, and the umpire called it a strike, and it's quickly 1 ball and 2 strikes. James Moran, Richie Pena, and John Carter, the first 3 here for the Buccaneers. Bouncing ball foul. Count holds at 1 ball and 2 strikes here in the bottom half of the first inning. Here's a line drive, base hit out into left field, and a good start for the UK-Ireland Buccaneers with a wrong field single by James Moran. That'll bring up Richie Pena. First pitch in there called strike, 0-1. Pena, who made a nice play on a ground ball by Jason Wheaton in the first, lines one into left field, long run, and a spectacular running catch. That was a tremendous play. The throw comes all the way back to first as Moran got pretty far off the bag. And so there's out number 1 on a tremendous play in left field by McCain. And now John Carter going after the first pitch and dumps one into center field, a base hit. Quickly over to get the ball was Jason Wheaton. So Carter with a base hit, the second hit of the ball game. And now you got your cleanup hitter and catcher, Michael Walsh. No score. We're in the bottom half of the first inning. Cyclones in the field taking on the United Kingdom Ireland Buccaneers. A team that is made up of players from Australia, the UK, Japan, and Ireland. That's a foul ball that he just got a piece of. Cosme could use a ground ball double play to get out of this inning. Bottom half of the first inning. Cyclones had a walk, a hit, 2 left on, and their chance in offense in the top of the inning. And this ball is plastered into left field, and another nice running catch by McCain in left field, 2 down. So another hard hit ball right at the left fielder, 2 down here in the inning. And the batter is going to be first baseman Simon Pond. Change up with the runner going, and he'll make it without a throw. That'll be a steal for James Moran. So runners are at first and third, 2 out. And he pops it up. This is playable, but will it be played? The catcher can't quite get there. Torres, well, he got there. He just couldn't quite make the play. A very difficult play for your catcher. A ball and a strike. Simon Pond, the first baseman, hits it hard into right field, base hit. That'll plate the game's first run. Simon Pond with an RBI to right field, and UK Ireland leads it 1-0 on the third hit of the ball game for the Buccaneers. That'll bring up second baseman Johnny Creelman, with Manawa on deck should he get a chance. And that is strike 3 called, and Creelman goes down. Good ending there for Dean, but a run on 3 hits. They leave 2. After 1 inning of play from the 22 Msbl World Series, 1-0 Buccaneers. First pitch and a hot shot right back to Grogan. He's up, 1 down. 1 up and 1 down here in the top of the second inning. Art Martinez will be the 1-out hitter. So Chris Yort bounces out 1-3 to start the second inning. That's taken outside for a ball. So Art Martinez to be followed by Ray Mariano. Grogan is set down for the first 6 batters he has faced. And a swing and a miss. The tag, they'll throw it to first just to make sure. And that is the first strikeout of the game for Dennis Grogan. 2 down here in the inning, and now the batter is going to be Ray Mariano. He'll try to get something going here. With 2 out and nobody on, a good strong hitter at the plate, right-handed hitter all the way. Jose Torres, the catcher, is on deck. Takes a strike, and it's 1-1 on Ray Mariano. And a swing and a foul that got maybe a little piece of Walsh behind home plate. A ball and 2 strikes as you look at, and I just love it when everybody's up on the railing, attentive to the game. And Grogan a strike and an out away from a perfect second inning. And strike 3 called on a borderline pitch. Caught him looking, side retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on after an inning and a half of baseball. We go to the bottom of the second inning. And Ireland coming up, and they'll be sending up Yasu Manawa, who I think had spent some time in the UK. Ground ball first base. That's a fair ball. And down the line, and it skips away from the right fielder. With the stands jutting out over there. And Manawa is in with a leadoff first pitch hitting double down the right field line. He moved to Japan and then came back to the UK, and now you got a young man that grew up in South Africa, and Richard Lee getting the start at third base and goes after the first pitch and fouls it off. Really enjoyed talking to these guys before the game. And it was too bad we didn't get a chance to talk to some of the Cyclones. They came in a little later, and I think with just everything that had to be done, didn't really have a chance to talk to anybody. I come backer to Dean, and he makes a nice strong throw to first, holding the runner at second base. So the Buccaneers, 1 of 3 with runners in scoring position, and here's Shinkawa. Tetsuro Shingawa. He takes a first pitch called strike. We're in the bottom half of inning number 2. Buccaneers got an RBI single from Simon Pond with runners at first and third in that first inning to take the 1-0 lead. Ground ball down to third, but it's foul. And Tetsuro is down, no balls and 2 strikes. Ground ball back up the middle. Nice grab there. They're going to go to third, and they got Manawa in a rundown between third and second. And Manawa making them work for it, and the throw to the bag in time to get the out. That'll be a fielder's choice. Probably would have liked to have seen Shinkawa at second base. But you certainly don't want an inning double run into an inning double play. Dennis Grogan, or check that, James Moran with a line drive, base hit in the right field. Here comes a throw to third, and they got it. Well, an outstanding throw, and that'll retire the side 34. As Fredrickson making the tag, and the out is made. And we are heading now to the third inning of play. 1-0 Buccaneers. Art Martinez on the assist. Well, he'll go for a base hit, but an outfield assist by the right fielder. That play goes 9-5, and so we head now to the top of the third inning. Jose Torres will start things off. Third inning of work for Dennis Grogan. And here's a roller to shortstop. Pena, off-balance throw, and it pulls the first baseman off the bag, and he's going to be safe. Well, we'll see how they rule that. Well, I've been told it was a base hit. Dennis Grogan might disagree with that. Here's a pop-up on the right side, and this one is going to be dropped by the second baseman. Well, a tough play by Krailman, and I don't know if Simon Pond's presence in that area of that pop-up messed him up. That will be an error, as Wade is aboard. So the first two have reached, and here is shortstop Russell Holder. The 11th and final hitter in the lineup here for Dean Cosme. Houston Cyclones batting here in the top of the third, trailing 1-0 in the 40 and over Mountain Division. There's Chris waiting in the wings on deck. No, that's Jason Wheaton, excuse me. Jason Wheaton, the starting center fielder. Getting a little ahead of myself. It's going to be interesting to see just how many innings we're going to get out of both of these workhorses. Dean Cosme, the left-hander for Houston, and Dennis Grogan, the starting pitcher here for UK. And a square to bunt, nice job, and the throw on to first, and a fine defensive play there by Walsh. Holder laying down a beautiful 2-3 sacrifice, and now runners are at second and third with one out. And we go back to the top of the order, and Jason Wheaton. He grounded to shortstop on a nice play by Richie Pena. And he slaps one again to the shortstop, backhanded by Pena. He throws to first, and he got him. That was a spectacular play right there, and a quick throw to third, and the throw beat the runner, but the tag, he is safe. That was a delayed call. So Wheaton is out 6-3. They do not score. Two down here in the inning, and now Sklodowski batting for the second time. A fly ball to John Carter back in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. He takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Nathan McCain is on deck, the left fielder. Just low with the ball. And Grogan missing outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. We're in the top of the third. Tying run 90 feet away at third. The go-ahead run at second. And here's a shot out into left center field, base hit. 1 run is going to score. 2 runs are going to score. And Houston has taken the lead here in the top of the third on a 2-run double by Chris Sklodowski, and it's now 2-1 in favor of Houston. Sklodowski with a 1 for 2 day at the plate here. And now Nathan McCain. Right-handed hitter, drew a walk back in the first, was left stranded. That one skips away. Here's the pitcher picking it up. And now you got a runner standing 90 feet away from giving this Houston team their largest lead of the game of 3-1. But they lead 2-1 right now, and a swing and a miss. Grogan with the long look in. And the pitch, and it's in the dirt. There's your runner at third base. Good pitch, knee high, outside part of the plate. So that'll even the count on McCain at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chris Abramson on deck, 2 out. And a full count as he missed low with a fastball. Both runs in this inning are unearned. And that's ball 4. So McCain has walked twice, and now 2 are on. For the cleanup hitter, Chris Abramson. Runner will go. Here's the throwdown, and I'll tell you what, the ball beat the runner. And that's a situation where the second baseman needs to be on the bag and let the ball travel to him instead of meeting the ball a foot or two in front of the bag. Abramson with a long, prodigious shot to left, and it's foul. Wind blowing out here. Looks like it's blowing out to right center field here at Goodyear Ballpark as sunset. And, boy, that looked like strike three right there. And the umpire says, well, I called it a ball. We'll continue to play here in the top half of the third inning. So Walsh, I think, just went ahead and asked for the appeal. I think the question was it over the plate or not? It was a close pitch, and the two-strike pitch hit back to Grogan. He'll throw to first. He gives up a couple of unearned runs, but Houston takes the lead with 2 runs here in the top of the third. We head to the home half. 2-1 Houston over UK Ireland. And this is the 35th annual MSBL World Series on APN. Well, just a beautiful day here for our national pastime as nightfall descends upon Goodyear, Arizona, and Richie Pena, batting for the second time, takes outside ball 1. He'll be followed by third place hitter John Carter and the catcher Michael Walsh. UK got a run in the first, an RBI single by Pond, plating James Morin. The windup and the pitch. Dean Cosme in his third inning of work, and it's been staked to a 1-run lead here, bottom half of inning number 3. It was all James could do to lay off of that one, and they said he went around, and he didn't like the call, and that is going to be a third strike and the second punch out for Dean Cosme. 1 up and 1 down here in the UK-Ireland bottom half of the third inning. John Carter, lefty versus lefty here in the third inning. Carter had a base hit. A wrong field single to left field, and now chops one foul. Just can't get over the beautiful weather that we have had. Temperatures in the high 70s. That one got away from Dean a little bit. All smiles, certainly not intentional. Manager versus manager here. Missing just inside. And Carter lines one to the second baseman, and he hauls it in on a fine defensive play by the Cyclones, and there's 2 down here in the inning. So Yort with an outstanding catch. 2 down. Thought that ball was going to drop in, and now the catcher, who lined out to left field, hit the ball extremely hard on a line drive that was caught by McCain back in the first inning. So the first 2 have been retired by Dean. Tough part of the lineup here. Walsh and Simon Pond and Johnny Creelman coming up. 2 out, nobody on. Houston with a 2-1 lead. Walsh does a nice job at the plate, staying in, eyes on the ball, head down. And this time just got under it and pops it up, and another opportunity for Yort. And we are heading to the 4th inning. It's Houston with the lead of 2-1 at the 35th annual MSBL World Series on APN. Well, it's the first day of the 40 and over Mountain Division for both these teams. You saw Grogan taking his final warm-up tosses. Here's Armand for the second time. Pretty good all-around player, does a nice job at first base. And now Dennis Grogan in his 4th inning of work, trailing 2-1, and a high major league pop-up down the third base line, but it's out of play as Mcgill gives chase. Alton Mcgill, 64 years young, playing third base. Saw Richard Lee over there initially. He got the start. So Mcgill is at third. Grogan delivering to Armand, and he takes outside for a ball. Chris York, Art Martinez to follow. Chop to Pena, and an easy play for him, and a soft toss over to Pond. So the first batter is retired, and now here is the second baseman. Chris bounced out 1-3. We've seen 3 ground balls right back to the pitcher's mound. 4th inning of work for Dennis Grogan out of Toronto, Canada, and there's another comebacker. He goes to his knees and throws from there and gets his man 2 down. Art Martinez, who had the outfield assist in the bottom half of the 3rd inning to protect the Houston 2-1 lead, will bat with nobody on and 2 out. 1 ball and no strikes to the right-handed hitter. Ray Mariano is on deck. 2 out, nobody on here in the top of the 4th inning. Grogan is yet to give up an earned run, and this one's bounced foul third base side. Art Martinez, a good fastball, a lot of movement tailing in. Looked like a 2-seamer that got away a little bit from Dennis Grogan. Unfortunately, that ball didn't hit Art Martinez. He's trying to get something going here with 2 out in the top of the 4th inning. Two strikes and holding on Art Martinez, and the pitch. And a chopper foul first base side. And already a little activity down there. I don't know if it's Lee warming up. There's Mcgill. Manawa or Lee, I'm not sure.
47 warming up.
It is Manawa.
Bucs bullpen.
And a swing and a miss. He struck him out swinging to retire the side. Strikeout number 3 for Dennis Grogan as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning as Houston As we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning, Houston leading at 2-1. And the first pitch in there, a called strike. So Simon Pond, Johnny Creelman, and Yasu Manawa, who was warming up, the product of Japan and maybe just precautionary line shot. Simon Pond has his second hit in 2 tries as he lines a single into right field. And the batter is going to be Johnny Creelman. First pitch is low, ball 1. Creelman, a strikeout victim back in the 1st inning. Dean has had 2 strikeouts against the Buccaneers so far as his team leads at 2-1 here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Well, the UK-Ireland Buccaneers with 5 hits in total. And that's going to be ball 4. They've stranded 3 so far. And the first 2 have reached here against Dean in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Runners are at first and second. Yasu with a first pitch double back in the 2nd inning. And the big curveball misses outside ball one on this lefty versus lefty situation here in the bottom of the fourth inning. A chance for the Buccaneers to tie or maybe take the lead here. Buccaneers 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position through the first 3+ innings. And that one is laced foul, back and out of play. Yasu, a good battler up there. And a chopping ball that looked like it was just foul. As the runners will retreat back to first and second. Nobody out. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. 35th annual Msbl World Series here on APN Sports, and the pitch bouncing up there, and both runners will move up to second and third. That'll be a wild pitch. Manawa would probably give up the at-bat just to get one of them runners in. You give up an out for a run here if you're the Buccaneers, who trail it 2-1 in the bottom of the fourth inning as they bat. And Dean's pitch. And it's slapped again to that right side. Kind of reminds me of Ichiro, that kind of approach, as it's a ground ball to the shortstop. Nice play, throw on to first in time by Russell Holder, but the run will score. And credit Manawa with an RBI as he grounds out to the shortstop, and with the runner at third base representing the go-ahead run, starting third baseman Richard Lee. Bounced out 1-3 back in the second inning. And he lines one down the right field line, but it's foul. No balls, 2 strikes on Lee, South African native. And that big curveball by Dean, which he uses to try to induce the hitters to go out of the strike zone a lot. Ground ball shortstop. Russell Holder, one hop throw, and it's going to skip up there. That'll be an error on the shortstop, and with the runner scoring in Creelman, and credit an RBI for Richard Lee, who reaches on the error, it is now 3-2 in favor of the UK-Ireland Buccaneers. Now Shinkawa, and he lines the first pitch, left field base hit. Second hit of the inning. Hit number 6 for the Buccaneers. Runners are at first and second, still only one out. And we go back to the top of the order. Third time up for James Morin, who has singled twice and scored a run. 3-2 Buccaneers lead the Cyclones here in the bottom of the fourth inning. So we've had 2 lead changes in the contest. Grounded foul. Morin with 2 singles so far. And a ground ball to the first baseman. He tries to gobble it up, and I think he didn't get him. Bases are loaded, and the second error committed by Houston defense. This time that was Ray Mariano at first base, and he's not too happy with himself. Richie Pena will be the batter as the managers converge here. And all right, Pena bats, 1 out, bases loaded. And a chance for Houston to separate themselves, or rather UK-Ireland to separate themselves from the Houston Cyclones. As Houston has scored 2 times here in the inning, 1 out. The bases are loaded. Dean trying to work out of a tough jam. Here's a fly ball into left field. A long run for McCain, who makes the catch and very wisely throws to third. And the runner is going to be in. The run will score. It's a sacrifice fly for Richie Pena. And just like that, a 4-2 lead for the Buccaneers, and that's their biggest lead of the contest. Now John Carter, a single, a pop-up to the second baseman. Well, all the runs in this inning are unearned. Kind of like Grogan, who gave up 2 runs in the third, were unearned. And here's a ball slapped to first base. Looked like it might have been foul, and it was. Still only one out. And that one comes straight back and out of play. And that one gets away from the catcher, and the run is going to score the fourth run of the inning, and that makes it a 5-2 ball game. Scoring was Sinkawa. Carter still up there. 2 out. And a runner at second base, and a chopping ball to the second baseman who gobbles it up and throws him out. Good hustle by Carter. Side retired, but 4 big runs come across. We're heading to the 5th. UK Ireland leads it 5-1. Ray Mariano will start things off. He'll be Fredrickson and Baxter, the first 3 here for Houston. As we play here in the top of the 5th inning, a 5-2 lead for UK Ireland. Ground ball shortstop. Pena is right there, and his throw on to first. 1 up and 1 down. A very quick at bat there for Mariano, and Rance Fredrickson, today's starting third baseman, will dig in. Well, it is the 5th inning of work for Dennis Grogan. This is Rance's first at bat of the ball game. He takes a strike, and it's 0-1. A 5-2 lead for the Buccaneers. They're in the field. And a chopping ball down to third, and charging is McGill, and that'll be an infield hit. Fredrickson gets down the line very quickly. That's only the 3rd hit of the ball game for the Hou.Cyclones. And now Jason Baxter. And he is going to be retired at first base. So 2 down. And Russell Holder, who laid down a nice sacrifice bunt, which led to a couple of runs in the 3rd inning for the Cyclones, who actually took the lead at that point, 2-1. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Well, on this date in baseball history, the thrower to first not in time, the World Series between the New York Giants and Philadelphia Athletics, as this one is popped up and playable for the first baseman, and that'll retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on, and we are heading to the bottom of the 5th. And the 5th inning of work for the starter, Dean Cosme, and they trail it 5-2, though the 4 runs they scored in that 4th inning, that's really not Dean's fault. They are unearned runs, and a little activity over there. Armand starts to just a soft toss. So bottom half of the 5th inning, and the batter is going to be Michael Walsh. Michael has batted twice, 0 for 2. He had a line drive to left field back in the 1st inning. He hit the ball very hard. Chris Abramson now at first base. Ground ball third. He will not be able to make a play on it, and Michael Walsh is aboard on an error by the 3rd baseman. That's Jason Baxter. So the leadoff hitter is aboard, and next up is going to be Simon Pond, the first baseman. Now, we were talking about this date in baseball history. In 1911, the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Athletics were, as this one smashed into right field, a base hit, and no play at first. So you got first and second here occupied, and the Buccaneers are off and running for the 2nd inning in a row. Clean single to right field, and a 3-for-3 day for Simon Pond. Hit number 7, and the first pitch is grounded foul. So in that World Series, they resumed after 6 days of rain. And Hall of Famer Chief Bender, boy, they won't let me finish this. Ground ball short, second one, throw it to first. That's a double play. 4-6-3 on that one, and there's 2 down. Well, it all started with the second baseman. You got a runner at third, 2 down. Here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. And Manawa will bat for the 3rd time. Doubled his first time up, grounded to short, drove in a run last time up. Krillman, the courtesy runner at third base. 2 out, runner at third. And the pitch to Yasu is hit hard right down the right field line. But Chief Bender beat the great Christy Matheson 4-2 to give the A's a 3-1 lead in that 11 series. Here's a shot. And a diving knockdown, picked up by the first baseman or the second baseman, and he throws him out at first base. Shortstop to second to first, and the Cyclones are fired up as they will come to the plate here in the top of the 6th inning, down by 3. But some great teamwork on that last play. And we go to the top of the 6th from Goodyear. Well, the 6th inning of work for starting pitcher Dennis Grogan. So an inning-ending play as this ball is laced up the middle and into center field. Jason Wheaton with his first hit, and a good start here to start the 6th inning. 4th hit of the day for the Houston Cyclones. So that inning-ending play, 6-4-3. And outside a ball to Chris, who had a 2-run double to give the Cyclones their only lead of the contest. And a borderline pitch. That's a called strike on the outside corner. The check of the runner, the pitch to the plate. In the air, center field, dropping in. That's a base hit. And Houston is off and running here in the top of the 6th inning with back-to-back singles by Jason and Chris. And now McCain can eat into that 5-2 deficit if he can come through with a base hit here. First and second, nobody out. Top of the 6th inning, UK Ireland 5 and the Houston Cyclones 2. The check of the runners, Grogan delivers, bouncing ball shortstop. Pena is going to tag the runner, and that's his only play. Now you wonder if he had just immediately had went to second, but I don't know if the second baseman was ready for the throw. So now your cleanup hitter, Chris Abramson, at the plate. And he hammers one into left center field. Carter coming on and cannot make a play. Well, the runner had to hold up to see if the ball was going to be caught, and the bases are loaded for Armand, who's looking for his first hit of the ball game. First, second, and third here, and a chance maybe to tie this thing up, trailing 5-2 with the bases loaded, and now Armand having a chance to wear the laurel of hero here and get his team back in the contest. They trail by 3. And the pitch. And grounded into left field, base hit. One run is going to score. They're going to wave the second run home, and just like that, it is a 1-run game on a 2-run single. Clutch hitting by the big guy at first base. And now Chris York will be the batter. Throw back to second base, and Chris Abramson. So a 2-run game, it's anybody's contest. Grogan gives up his first earned run of the contest. And delivers way outside. This is where you don't want to start overthrowing. Chris is 0 for 2, and he bounces one to the right side. The only play will be at first. And from his knees, he could not make a play. Well, a tough play there for the man from Chicago, Illinois, and that'll be an error on the second baseman. And now Art Martinez, who is looking to get the bat off his shoulders for the first time here tonight. Bases loaded again, filled with the Houston Cyclone players. And a wave and a miss. Grogan has had a lot of success against the right fielder who had an outfield assist earlier in the game, back in the second inning. Houston batting, a run is in, bases loaded, 1 out. They trail by 2 here in the top of the 6th inning. Chop foul. 2 strikes on Art Martinez with Mariano on deck. A couple of errors in this inning. Well, let's see. So far, one of the 2 runs are earned. So that means Grogan has given up of the 3 runs, as this one is slapped out of play. Of the 4 runs, only 2 are earned. And he got him, and that is the 3rd time he has disposed of Art Martinez with a strikeout. And that is strikeout number 4 for Grogan. 2 down. That's a big out. And it's outside a ball to Mariano. He was a strikeout victim in the second inning. Grounded to short in the 5th. We're in the top of the 6th. 2 runs have come across. It's a 5-4 lead for the Buccaneers as they cling to that lead with runners in scoring position. That's a strike, and it's 1-1. Grogan, and a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tough batter right here, and a key point in this ball game. The 1-2 pitch, and he swung and missed, and the side is retired. He strikes out Martinez and Mariano to get out of any further damage. Houston scores 2, and they draw to within 1. It's 5-4 UK as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Well, Dean's going to come out for his 6th inning of work. He's pitched a well of a game. I mean, you can't take anything away from him. And unearned runs have been kind of the key to this one. And Richard Lee will start things off, home half of the 6th inning. And he chops 1 foul, and he's down no balls and 1 strike. He's reached on an error. He drove in a run. He's 0 for 2. Enjoyed talking with him. Born in South Africa, and he's done a little traveling in his lifetime. And the one thing, and if you had a chance to watch any of the interviews, obviously, as this is a 1-2 pitch and a changeup, boy, not a bad looking pitch right there by Dean. It looked like he painted that outside corner, and it's 2-2. But you talk to all these guys on the UK team, there is almost a sense of like this is Christmas morning. And what a nice scoop by Abramson on a low throw, 1 down by Russell Holder. So a 6-3 put out if you're scoring at home. And here's Shinkawa, who had a base hit and a run scored in the 4-run 4th for UK. And I think coming over here from, across the pond, as they say in England, and the consensus when I ask, the difference between what's baseball like in the UK and maybe compared to the United States, the ball fields. But, of course, now they're playing in a major league stadium here, so that's a little different. As this one's tapped to the shortstop, Russell's up with it, and really didn't have a lot of time. Tetsuro with good speed, but he throws him out at first base, and there's 2 down. Nice job by Russell Holder at the shortstop position for the Houston Cyclones. 2 quick outs here. Well, the home plate umpire is over to talk to John Carter. Cody Hester, the bench coach over here on the side of the Houston Cyclones. Well, the inning is going to be, the inning is over, and we are heading to the 7th inning. I don't know if somebody may have batted out of order or what the deal is. They're trying to sort it out. But they are sending the Cyclones defense back to the dugout as we go to the top of the 7th inning. A little confusion out here. Well, Michael Walsh talking to the home plate umpire, and umpire's trying to get Michael Walsh away from the Cody Hester over there. I'm really not sure what all that was about. Apparently, you had somebody maybe batted out of order, and the side is retired. So, nonetheless, we head to the top of the 7th inning in this 35th annual MSBL World Series. And Dennis Grogan is out there for the 7th inning of work. Jose Torres to start things off. Torres in a shared position, number 9 with Rance Fredrickson. He had a single and a run scored and a 2-run third for the Cyclones. They bat here in the top of the 7th inning, and we got a good one and an outstanding pitching duo between Dean and Dennis. 5-4, but a lot of those runs are unearned on both sides. Slap to the shortstop. They were playing in. And Pena's throw to first, out number 1. Well, Pena's played a nice shortstop here. He's been making all the routine plays. And that's the key to winning in the MSBL World Series. Now Wade batting for the second time. Wade Disler, 45 years young. And another opportunity for Pena. Gets to it before it hits the lip of the infield and fires over to Manawa, 2 down. So a couple of 6-3 grounds outs if you're scoring at home. Russell Holder, a sacrifice, and he's popped out to the catcher in 2 tries. And he, too, has played a nice shortstop here tonight for Dean Cosme and the Houston Cyclones. Bunted, third base side. And I'll tell you what, if that ball stays fair, there is absolutely no chance. 0-1 the count on the shortstop, Russell Holder. And he tries to bunt his way aboard again, and it's 0-2. The pitch. Hammered to left field, down the line, that's a fair ball. And Russell Holder will be in scoring position representing the tying run. Here's the throw coming in. He's got good speed. He's heading to third, and he's in awkwardly but safe sliding with a triple. And he's probably like the rest of us, a little exhausted after running 270 feet at full bore. Outstanding hit. We got a player added to the bottom of the order here. Okay, this is who's been playing. This is Nelson Landavazo. Landavazo's been playing second base. I was told that it was Yort. And so Nelson up there. First pitch, swing and a miss. You know, when I saw him walk in here, Nelson, in the Houston uniform, you know who I thought he was at first? Well, I knew he wasn't, and he just got hit by the pitch in the back. That's kind of smarts. As Grogan, that one just got away from him. Nobody's throwing at anybody in this kind of game, not with these two class teams. So Nelson is aboard, first and third, and Houston with a chance here, even though there's 2 outs in the inning, has a chance not only to tie, maybe to take the lead. The go-ahead run at first, and a swing and a foul by Jason Wheaton, who had a base hit his last time up. Well, Tesro's starting to – no, he's catching. We got some activity down there in the bullpen. Here's a swing, pulled the hands in, dumps a single into left field. That will tie the game up at 5 apiece, and Nelson with some good base running, and the throw to second not in time. RBI single for Jason Wheaton, and we are tied here in the top of the 7th inning. Some clutch hitting right there, no question about it. I got the Houston team 4 for 9. Yeah, I almost said, hey, I almost called him Jose Altuve. Kind of a similar build. And here's a ball hit out in the center field. It will be caught. Nice job by James Morin, and that will retire the side. That was a big catch. They get 2 hits. They leave 2. And we are heading now to the bottom half of the 7th. And Morin, who made that nice play, lines one to right field. It is going to be caught for out number 1. Nice job by Chris. Good all-around player right there. I like the way this guy plays the game. So Morin lines out to right, 1 down. We're in a 5-5 tie, bottom half of the 7th inning. Nobody on for Richie Pena, the shortstop. Well, you couldn't ask for a better game. I'm sure that a lot of the guys would say we'd like to play a little tighter on the defense, but you've got an outstanding pitcher's duel here, as this one is laced up the middle and into center field. So Pena 1 for 3 had a sacrifice fly RBI back in the 4th inning, and so the go-ahead run is at first base for left fielder John Carter, the manager of the Buccaneers. Cosme in his 7th inning of work. There goes the runner. The ball dropped by Jose, and that's a successful stolen base for Pena. That is the first steal since Morin stole second back in the 1st inning. Here's a shot down the line. That ball is fair and down into the corner. John Carter with extra bases has just given the Buccaneers the lead, and he's going to be in with a sliding triple. How about that? Scoring is Pena on the long 3-base hit by manager and left fielder John Carter. Buccaneers lead it 6-5 here in the bottom of the 7th. Now Walsh. And he hits one, a laser beam to center. That will fall in front of the center fielder. And scoring is Carter, and with, well, again, lightning-like swiftness, 3 straight hits. It's 7-5 in favor of the Buccaneers. RBI hit by Michael Walsh, the catcher. Simon Pond. Well, Rance Fredrickson playing manager comes out. Dean all smiles. And now Simon Pond. He's been a tough nut to crack. He's 3 for 3. RBI hit back in the 1st inning. A single and a run scored in the 4th. 1 RBI, 1 run scored. And a looper back a second, and it had a lot of English, and they'll be at first and second. So Simon Pond, 4 for 4 at the plate. Nice job by Jason Wheaton getting in there. And now first and second occupied for Johnny Creelman, looking for his first hit of the game. The pitch. In there, ball 1. Dean Cosme trying to work out of this. I mean, it's 7-5, bottom of the seventh. It's still anybody's ball game. But there's been 4 straight hits by the Bucs. And, I mean, even if you give up another run, maybe 2, you still have 2 at-bats to get back in this or tie this thing up. 4 runs is not an insurmountable, but from a psychological standpoint, can't give up too many more. Here's Creelman, a looper in front of the center fielder. He'll throw it in, and the bases are loaded. That's 5 straight hits, and, well, you start to wonder if maybe Dean, I don't know, he doesn't seem like he's run out of gas, but he's going to stay in there. He's a gamer. Now Manawa is 1 for 3. And he takes ball 1. Nowhere to put him with 1 out, bases loaded, 2 runs in. And a strike called, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count on him. Bottom half of the 7th inning, 2 runs have scored. Ireland leads at 7-5 over Houston. Ground ball back up the middle, diving play. Russell can't make a play. He knocked it down. No play at first. That's an infield hit. Another run is going to score. And it's a 3-run inning to make it 8-5 UK-Ireland. Well, that's the second hit in 4 tries for Manawa. He has a double, an RBI single of the infield hit variety, and that is going to be all for Dean. I thought he pitched an outstanding game, and he is going to leave the game here in the 7th inning. And we got a new pitcher in here for the Hou.Cyclones, and it's going to be the left-hander. So Armand is in. We had a 2-run single earlier in the contest, and now Richard Lee. Bases are loaded, and he comes out flame-throwing fastball, and it's 0-1 on Richard Lee from South Africa, who is 0 for 3, reached on an error, drove in a run in the 4th, and scored. Strike. No. I'll tell you what, the umpire was a little indecisive on that one. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Richard Lee. A 3-run inning, still only 1 man out. And a little tardy on the fastball. Well, you get a look at the runners at first, second, and third. The 1-2 pitch. And strike 3 swing, and he got him. So Lee comes in, takes care of Richard Lee, and now Shinkawa. A base hit, a run scored in the 4th, sandwiched by a fielder's choice and a ground ball to shortstop. 2 down here in the inning, bases loaded, 8-5. The Buccaneers lead it, and a big swing and a miss. Well, I'll tell you, Dean throws a lot of off-speed curveballs, not with a lot of velocity, not criticizing. And then this guy's bringing the number 1. Gets away from the catcher. Here comes the runner to the plate, and not in time. Armand thought maybe he had him, and the 4th run is in. It's 9-5. So a wild pitch. That'll run the count, 1 ball and 1 strike on Shinkawa. With runners now at second and third. A wave and a miss, and he's down 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's a huge run. That is an absolute huge run in this game. We're coming up kind of quick on that 3-hour time threshold. And that is the second. Well, he faced 2, struck out both. But 4 big runs come across, and it's 9-5 UK-Ireland. We go to the top of the 8th. I think with the amount of time that we've got, and it's somewhere around 15 minutes, I think we got started a little late. As we go to the top of the 8th, and McCain with a base hit left field. So a good start. A very good start here to start the Cyclones' top of the 8th inning. McCain had walked, hit into a fielder's choice and scored, and now a single. Now Abramson, and he wallops one in the left field, back-to-back lead-off singles to start the 8th inning. Carter will retrieve it, and first and second for Armand. Came in relief, and now you see the importance of that wild pitch allowing the run to score. Instead of it 8-5, it's 9-5. Armand right now would be the tying run. So that wild pitch, we'll see if that comes back to haunt him. And speaking of a wild pitch or a pass ball, there's one running second and third now for the Cyclones. Michael Walsh kind of beating himself up just a little bit. And a wave and a miss. Here's Armand, who had a big 2-run single, got his team really close. That was a very defensive swing. So the Cyclones, as Grogan, who has pitched an outstanding game here today. Another pitch that was way inside, and another really defensive swing that time by Armand. Second and third occupied. Nobody out. Down by 4, popped him up, and Grogan is calling, and he's got it for out number 1. Boy, what a huge out here for the Buccaneers. So there is one down, and here is Chris York. He started the game at second base. First and second. And a little tardy on the fastball. A 4-run bottom half of the 7th inning has given the Buccaneers a 9-5 lead. York up there looking for his first hit, 0 for 3. The thing about it is, by the time, and that is strike 3 called. Boy, I'll tell you what, I'm not sure about that call. So now 2 are out, and here is Art Martinez, who has not had much success. They're bringing out the outfield, and that might be just for psychological reasons. Martinez at the plate, and the pitch is swung on and missed. He's had some good cuts against Grogan, but he's struck out all 3 times at the plate. But I was getting ready to say, by the time the Buccaneers finish their at-bat, we're going to be past the 3 hours, so this is now or never. And a ground ball to second. He's up with it, throws to first, and that may very well win the game here for the UK-Ireland team. All right, so we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It'll have to be a very quick inning. Houston leaves 2, and we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning, a 9-5 lead for UK-Ireland. Well, here's Pike. Pikey from Australia, and he's batting for the first time, added to the bottom of the order, and he swings and fouls one off. Alex Pike. I can't believe we interviewed him before the game, and I think he's telling a big old fib. 62 years old, that's a strike called, and a third consecutive strikeout. And Armand has struck out all 3 batters he has faced since coming into the game back in the 7th inning. Now Morin. Been on base 3 times. He's 2 for 4, reached on an error in the 4th, singled his first 2 times up, and scored a run in the 1st. First game of the 40-plus Mountain Division. You're watching the 35th Annual MSBL World Series on APN. I'll tell you what, unless this is a very quick inning, the top of this 8th inning for Houston will be their final at bat because of the 3-hour time, the 3-hour threshold the league imposed many, many years ago, maybe from the start. Not a bad-looking pitch there by Armand. Good eye by James Morin, trying to pick up his 3rd base hit of the ball game. And a big wave and a miss. That was a big swing against some big-time speed. Armand kicks and deals. Out of play. Two-strike pitch. Look out. Well, he is on base for now. Is he going to go to second? Yes, he is. He has nothing to lose. And the throw down, they got him. Well, he can't believe it. I think somebody from the first base dugout was telling him to go. And there's a lesson to be learned. Do not listen to anybody but your first base coach or your third base coach. So 2 down, Richie Pena. Pena had a base hit his last time up. He has a sac fly. He is 1 for 3 overall and very solid defensively at shortstop. That's really paved the way here. The Buccaneers have made most of the routine plays. Good pitch. Armand struck out the first 3 he faced, walked Morin, 2 out, nobody on. And you're looking for his second hit of the ball game, and the pitch is swung on and lifted out of play. Well, we like to thank both the managers of this contest for setting up today's broadcast. John Carter, Dean, always appreciate it. Never did get our podcast interview going. 2-strike pitch. Hammered to right field, but right at number 21, Chris Ladowski, and the side is retired. All right, we are going to go to the top of the 9th inning. So that quick inning really pays off here. And, well, Dennis Grogan is coming out, and he will try to complete this game. We had a couple of minutes. I knew it was going to be close. And the first batter wallops one out into center field and a base hit. It's 9-5. The Buccaneers, as Morin gets it in, and looks like he might be coming up a little lame. So a leadoff single by Mike Ross here in the 9th inning. And I think, James Morin is coming out of the ball game. And Manawa are they going to move him to left and move John Carter to center field? No, that's Manawa in center field, so it's a straight substitution. No, Manawa, I'm sorry, he is at first base. Chopper, left side, base hit. Fredrickson, back-to-back singles. Now the tying run is still not in play, but Rance Fredrickson with his second hit of the ball game, 2 for 2. And this game is not over yet, folks. Wade Dissler Or is this Baxter? Let's see. Jason Baxter. Ground ball, right side, second one. They are not going to turn the double play. Well, she called him out, and too close for me to call. But a nice job by the second baseman getting that thing going with Pena. And so the Cyclones are down to their final out. Johnny Creelman at second base got it going, a double play. And Grogan on delivering to Holder down the line. It is a foul ball, as you could hear the umpire. Runner at second base, or check that. Runner at third base. 2 out. And Holder takes a ball, 1 strike. Grogan going for a complete game. And a swing and a miss, and the Cyclones are down to their final strike. Grogan, 5 runs given up, only 1 earned. And going for the complete game win. And a bouncing ball right back to the mound. Dennis has it. He throws to first. And the Buccaneers, UK Ireland, defeat the Houston Cyclones 9-5 here at Goodyear Ballpark. And our Marucci big player of the game is Dennis Grogan, 9 innings of 5 run, only 1 earned run in the game. And he is our Marucci player of the game. Again, thanks to both these class organizations for allowing APN to be a part of your World Series experience. Again, our final score, 9-5. Jeff Lowry from Goodyear Ballpark saying, so long, everybody.